Okay, Germany is in tech phase 3. Remember, it was a phase behind everyone else because it didn't research tech on the first turn. So it is going to get a chance to roll for its tech. Remember, 1 to 5, that's what it pays, and it doesn't get its tech until next turn. If it gets a 6, that's what it pays, but the tech will be active this turn. So here we go. 5. Worst possible outcome. The most expensive thing that you can have without actually getting the tech. So they will have to pay $5 this turn. Okay, first off, it's time to move the turn marker officially from turn 3 to turn 4. And it's Germany's turn. Germany turn 4. They have $54 to spend. With the tech roll, I think that you saw at the beginning of this video, you'll notice, sorry, that should be 5. They rolled a 5. So they didn't get their tech, but they do owe $5 this turn, or 5 IPCs this turn. They're going to spend $11 on a tactical bomber, $12 on 2 submarines, and $26 on 6 infantry and 2 artillery. And they will be making 2 attacks. In C-Zone 125, they will be coming in with the submarine from C-Zone 109, the fighter and the tactical bomber from Western Germany, and then they will be making an attack on Eastern Poland. They are, by the way, declaring war on the Russians, if you didn't quite pick that up. They're coming into Eastern Poland with a single infantry and a tactical bomber from Western Germany, which will be performing a target select on the infantry. I know in BBR 3.0 you're not allowed to target select infantry anymore, but we're still playing 2.x, so that's still a legal move. Okay, so we have 2 battles to get through, but only one of them is going to involve rolling dice because obviously the submarine's going to submerge. But let's have a look at what that looks like on the board, and we'll get to those battles in a sec. Okay, there was a mistake in the combat move. It wasn't the submarine from 109, which actually can't reach. It was supposed to be the destroyer from 112 coming into C-Zone 105 to attack the submarine, which makes a lot more sense, actually. So my mistake. And we'll fix this now. Okay, so the destroyer Z5 Paul Jacoby is coming in with a fighter and a tactical bomber versus the Soviet submarine K-51. So we're going to have a 2, a 3, and a 4 as the attack. And that's a hit. And the sub does get to fire back. And it misses. Okay. So the C-Zone is cleared, and the submarine is sunk. This is the German battle for Eastern Poland. Germany's coming in with an infantry, excuse me, and a tactical bomber, which will be performing a target select against the Russian infantry. So here we go. And it misses. Okay, so the German infantry gets to roll and misses, and the Russian infantry gets to roll and misses. So stay down, cat. The 1 and the 3 roll again. 2 misses. Miss. Hit. Hit. So the Germans do not take the territory. The 2 infantry are killed, but the territory remains Russian. Okay, I'm still awaiting clarification on one move via email, but I'm going to guess what he wants to do and see if I'm right. If I'm not, I'll just make the correction afterwards. Alright, here we go. One of the infantry from the stack in Finland is going to move back to Norway. The 2 planes that were involved in the attack on C-Zone 105 are going to fly back to Western Germany. the submarine from C-Zone 109 is going to go to C-Zone 112. Now this is the move I'm guessing that he wants me to do. I think he wants me to load this artillery onto this transport and then to transport it down to Gibraltar and offload there. Okay. I do know that he wants me to take these 2 infantry, load them on this strategic bomber, and take them to Gibraltar. Okay. So that's definitely going to happen. Okay. Other moves. He's going to rail this mechanized infantry from Normandy, Bordeaux to Denmark. He is going to send all of the stuff except for the anti-aircraft to Slovakia, Hungary. And the way that he's going to do it is the mech infantry and the tank are going to drive there, and the is it 5? Oh, wait a minute. No, we can't do that. I guess the 2 artillery and 3 of the men are going to be railed there. I guess 1 man will have to stay there. Okay. Into Slovakia, Hungary. Also, the plane that was involved in the Eastern Poland attack is going to land in Slovakia, Hungary. The 3 tanks from Northern Italy are going to go to Slovakia, Hungary. What else? Why is that there? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Oh, we'll figure it out in a minute. Okay. Down here, one of the transports is going to load up an infantry and an artillery from Gibraltar, and one of the transports is going to load up an infantry and a tank from Morocco, and those transports are going to make their way to C-Zone 96 and offload into Tobruk. The infantry and tank that were in French West Africa are going to load up onto the transport and swing around and land in, I think he said C-Zone 92, but I'll double check that. It's either 92 or 94, and they're going to offload into, I think, Algeria. But again, I will double check that. Okay, the 2 strategic bombers in Algeria, one of them's going to Greece, one of them's going to Gibraltar. And the 2 fighters and the tactical bomber are going from southern Italy to Malta. And I think I've got all that right. I'll just double check the moves on there and see if he's replied to my email about the transport thing here, which was the one thing I wasn't sure about. Okay, I just got the clarification about that one last move involving the transport and the artillery in Western Germany. That was correct, and it was going to Gibraltar, but it was supposed to pick up an infantry from Holland, Belgium on the way by, so I have done that. So there's an extra infantry there that was here. So I think I've got all the moves sorted, and I think the board is correct. So I'll be back with placements and money and stuff in a sec. Okay, German placements are as follows. The 2 subs are going into C-Zone 112 with the other sub. The tactical bomber is going into Western Germany with the other tactical bomber. So there is now a full scramble in Western Germany. There are going to be 2 infantry and 1 artillery in Western Germany as well. In Germany proper, we're going to add 5 infantry and an artillery. Okay, so Germany's income has not changed. It's currently 43. So they're going to get $43 to spend. They only get 1 national objective this time, however, and that's the one where they have Norway and Denmark, while Sweden is neutral. So they're going to start the next turn with $48 in their treasury. So let's go around to the other side of the board, and we will do the disposition of forces. We may as well start in the med since we're there. In C-Zone 91, there is a transport. There is a fully loaded carrier with a fighter and a tactical bomber. There is a cruiser and a battleship. In Gibraltar, there is an artillery, a tank. Oh, that should... oh, no. No, that's correct. It's a strategic bomber that is actually a strategic bomber because it just flew there. And then there are also, I want to say 6. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry in Gibraltar. In Algeria, there is a strategic bomber that is currently in air transport, so it is marked as such, and there are 2 infantry. In Tobruk, there are 2 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 tank. In C-Zone 96, there are 2 very soon to not be there anymore transports, along with the Italian transport. In Malta, there are 2 fighters and a tactical bomber. In Greece, there is actually a fairly substantial force. There are 5 infantry, 3 tanks, and 1 strategic bomber. Up in Romania, there is a single infantry. And then the big force, so far anyway, is in Slovakia, Hungary right now. And I do have to count some of these stacks because they are quite large. So we have single anti-aircraft artillery and mechanized infantry. And then there are 5 tanks, and I want to say 6 artillery. 6 artillery. 1 tactical bomber, and just going to count this one. 10. There are 13 infantry in that stack. So that's a pretty big one. Okay. In Poland, there is a single infantry. In Germany, there are 5 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, and 1 regular artillery. In Western Germany, there are 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and 2 anti-aircraft artillery, along with 2 tactical bombers and a fighter. In Holland, Belgium, there is an anti-aircraft artillery. In Normandy, Bordeaux, there is an anti-aircraft artillery and a mechanized infantry. I don't know how well you can see it, so I'll move the camera here. In Denmark, there is a mechanized infantry. In C-Zone 112, there are 3 submarines. In C-Zone 125, there is a destroyer. In Norway, there is an infantry. And in Finland, there are 5 infantry. So, I think if I've not missed anything, that those are all the German forces on the board. So Russia is up next. FF Cecil has a lot to think about. There's a very disturbing German presence in the area, so we'll see what Cecil does with his men. Okay.